As the last echoes of daytime fade, the great city of Rome rests beneath a serene silver moon. The streets, once filled with merchants, travelers, and laughter, are now draped in a soft quiet that stretches across the entire city. Tall stone buildings, some centuries old, cast long, calm shadows upon the narrow cobblestone roads. Windows are dark, shutters are closed. Families sleep peacefully inside, lulled by the fading warmth of the day. Oil lamps flicker softly in a few windows, sending gentle golden light dancing across the walls of rooms where children slumber. A gentle breeze drifts through the streets, brushing the smooth stone with a whispering sound that echoes faintly in the night. The scent of olive trees and small gardens flows softly through the alleys, mingling with the cool, damp air. From somewhere nearby, the quiet trickle of water reaches ears, coming from a fountain placed in a small courtyard. Water flows from a carved stone spout into a basin below, creating tiny ripples that shimmer in the moonlight. The sound is steady, rhythmic, calming, a small heartbeat for the silent city. Beside the fountain, a black cat prowls quietly, its paws soundless on the stones. It pauses, lowering its head to drink from the cool water, ears twitching as it listens. Somewhere farther down the street, the faint glow of a lantern appears. A night watchman moves slowly along the cobbled road, his lantern swinging gently in one hand. Shadows of the buildings flicker and shift with each movement of the lantern. The watchman pauses beneath a grand archway to listen to the deep silence of the sleeping city. Every corner, every narrow alley seems still, untouched by noise or human activity. Satisfied that all is quiet, he continues his slow path through Rome, taking care to observe the empty streets. Above, the moon continues its journey across the sky. Clouds drift lazily past, hiding its silver glow momentarily, only to reveal it again as they move onward. The soft moonlight illuminates the stone facades of temples, homes, and small markets that now stand dormant. Even the large open squares where citizens gathered in the day lie empty, bathed in the quiet glow of the night. At the edge of the city, the Tiber River flows steadily, reflecting the moonlight like a winding ribbon of silver. Near its banks, a small wooden boat rests quietly, tied loosely to a post. The water moves gently beneath it, rocking the vessel in a slow, rhythmic motion. Ripples spread outward, catching tiny points of reflected light that dance across the river's surface. The night deepens across the city of Rome, and a soft, peaceful calm settles over the ancient streets. The watchman's lantern glows faintly in the distance as he walks slowly along the cobbled alleys, his steps measured and gentle. Every corner, every archway seems silent, untouched, bathed in the quiet silver light of the moon. The air carries the subtle scent of stone, herbs, and distant gardens, mingling with the cool evening breeze. Along the narrow streets, the shadows of tall buildings stretch across the cobblestones, shifting softly with each passing cloud. The fountains in small courtyards continue their gentle, rhythmic flow, the water falling quietly into stone basins. Ripples spread outward, catching the faint glow of moonlight, creating tiny shimmering patterns that dance slowly across the still surfaces.
A lone cat prowls near one of these fountains, moving soundlessly, pausing now and then to drink from the cool water before melting back into the shadows. The Tiber River flows steadily beside the city, its dark surface reflecting the pale moon like a ribbon of silver winding toward the distant horizon. A wooden boat rocks gently near the riverbank, tied loosely to a weathered post. The quiet lapping of water against its hull adds a subtle rhythm to the night, blending with the soft sounds of the city. The air grows cooler near the river, carrying a faint hint of wet earth and flowers blooming in hidden gardens along the banks. The wind moves through branches and arches, creating a soothing rustle that drifts slowly through the streets. Somewhere, a dog curls up beside a doorway, resting peacefully. An owl hoots faintly in the distance, its call absorbed into the calm night. The marketplace, once bustling with life and activity, now lies empty beneath the soft moonlight. Wooden stalls, folded cloths, and ceramic pots stand untouched, silent witnesses to the day that has passed. The smell of freshly baked bread lingers faintly, a reminder of the bustling kitchens that have long since gone quiet. Inside homes, the last flickers of oil lamps illuminate bedrooms where children sleep, shifting under warm blankets. The gentle flicker casts moving shadows across walls, creating a quiet, mesmerizing dance of light and dark. Families rest, breathing slowly and steadily, their dreams unfolding quietly in the soft comfort of stone walls. Further along the streets, small gardens peek out from between the buildings. The scent of lavender, rosemary, and olive trees drifts into the streets, mixing with the cool night air. A few crickets chirp intermittently, creating a soft rhythm that blends seamlessly with the flowing fountains, the distant river, and the gentle whisper of wind. As the watchman rounds another corner, he pauses briefly, listening to the city's calm heartbeat. The faint echoes of the Tiber, the soft movement of leaves, and the distant murmurs of animals form a peaceful symphony that fills the quiet streets. The city is vast, yet in these quiet hours, every street, every alley feels intimately alive and serene. Tall temples stand proudly in the moonlight, their marble columns casting long, slow shadows. Even these grand structures, centers of worship and activity during the day, now rest in solemn silence beneath the stars. Small courtyards behind the temples echo faintly with the sounds of trickling water, the occasional creak of shutters, and the faint stirrings of nocturnal creatures. The wind drifts softly, carrying with it stories of the day and whispers of centuries past. The moonlight paints the streets with a gentle silver glow, highlighting the textures of stone, wood, and marble that have endured through generations. Each corner holds a memory, every shadow tells a tale, yet everything remains still, calm, and deeply restful. Across the city, narrow alleys wind between houses, their paths quiet, the doorways closed, the streets empty. Occasionally, the soft footsteps of a late-night wanderer or the gentle movement of a sleeping animal interrupts the silence, only to be absorbed back into the night. The city feels timeless, like it has paused under the watch of the calm moon. And through it all, the Tiber flows steadily, the fountains trickle quietly, and the soft breeze moves with endless patience. Rome sleeps peacefully, wrapped in a blanket of calm, preparing for the approaching hours before dawn. Every shadow, every flicker of light, every ripple of water contributes to the serenity that fills the air. The night carries on, vast and endless, holding the city in its gentle embrace. The watchman continues his slow path, the lantern glowing softly, illuminating the silent streets just enough to keep the shadows dancing gently along the walls. Rome rests deeply, a timeless city under the quiet, endless sky.
The calm night of Rome stretches further into its quiet hours, and the city remains enveloped in a gentle, almost magical silence. Along the wide avenues and narrow alleys, only the soft movement of leaves and the faint trickle of distant fountains can be heard. Stone buildings stand silently under the moonlight, their ancient surfaces glowing faintly as silver light brushes over the smooth and weathered marble. Inside the homes, families continue to sleep, cocooned within the warmth of thick blankets and the protective embrace of stone walls. A child stirs slightly, but the quiet, soothing rhythm of the night lulls them back to deep rest. The flicker of the last oil lamps cast tiny, slow-moving shadows that dance along the walls, echoing the stillness outside. The great bathhouses, once alive with the chatter and laughter of citizens, now lie empty and serene. Soft steam still rises from the pools, mingling with the cool night air and carrying faint hints of oils and scents used during the day. The stone walls and marble floors, polished over centuries, reflect the moonlight softly, giving the baths an ethereal glow. Ripples in the water move slowly, creating hypnotic reflections that shimmer across the high ceilings and archways. Beyond the baths, the grand temples of Rome rise into the night sky, silent and majestic. Columns cast long, still shadows across the surrounding courtyards. The marble glows faintly in the moonlight, revealing the subtle details of carvings and engravings, stories frozen in stone. These sacred spaces, alive during the day with prayer and offerings, now stand quietly, resting under the watch of the stars. Narrow streets wind around these temples, leading to small plazas and hidden gardens. The scents of blooming jasmine, rosemary, and olive trees drift softly through the night air. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves, creating a soft rustle that blends with the distant ripple of water from a nearby fountain. The sound is calming, a natural rhythm that mirrors the slow, steady pulse of the city itself. Near the edge of the Tiber, the river continues its slow journey through the heart of Rome. Wooden boats rock gently on the water, tied securely to posts along the bank. The rippling water catches the moonlight, casting delicate silver reflections onto the nearby walls and trees. The occasional call of an owl or rustle of a nocturnal animal punctuates the otherwise deep, peaceful silence. In the more residential parts of the city, narrow alleys open to small courtyards where fountains trickle softly. Cats move quietly along the stone edges, careful not to disturb the sleeping city. Dogs curl near doorways, breathing slowly and deeply, while birds nestled in the branches of trees remain still, awaiting the first light of dawn. Every corner of Rome, from grand temples to hidden alleys, shares the same calm energy. Stone walls, arches, and columns seem to hold the echoes of centuries past, yet in the quiet night they only reflect peace and stillness. The air feels heavy with the presence of history,
yet light enough to be carried gently along the soft winds that wander through the streets. Along the marketplace, wooden stalls lie abandoned for the night. Cloths, pottery, and bread remnants remain undisturbed, resting under the gentle glow of a few remaining lanterns. The scents of herbs, bread, and distant fires drift faintly through the alleyways, subtle reminders of the life that filled these streets earlier in the day. The night watchman continues his slow, careful path through the city. His lantern sways gently with each step, casting warm, flickering light that illuminates the silent streets just enough to reveal the quiet beauty of Rome at night. Every movement is measured, almost ritualistic, as if acknowledging the deep serenity that surrounds him. The city breathes slowly beneath the endless sky. The fountains continue to ripple, the river flows steadily, and the gentle wind carries tiny whispers from one street to another. Every shadow, every glimmer of moonlight, every soft sound contributes to a harmony that is timeless, calming, and mesmerizing. Rome, the mighty city of empires and history, rests peacefully. Its people, animals, and buildings all share in the tranquil rhythm of the night. And as the hours pass, the city waits patiently for the coming dawn, held safely in the embrace of a quiet, endless night.
The deep night continues across Rome, stretching its calm shadows over the city's ancient streets, temples, and houses. Moonlight falls softly on the rooftops, illuminating every column, wall, and stone with a gentle silver glow. Clouds drift lazily across the sky, briefly dimming the moon only to reveal it again, bright and serene. The quiet of the city is profound, broken only by the soft rustle of leaves and the faint trickle of distant fountains. The Tiber River flows steadily beside the city, its dark waters reflecting the moonlight in long, shimmering patterns. A few wooden boats rock gently near the riverbanks, tied loosely to posts that have endured the weight of centuries. The subtle lapping of water against stone and hull creates a rhythmic, calming sound that blends seamlessly with the soft whispers of the wind. Along the river's edge, tall grasses sway slowly, brushing softly against each other as nocturnal creatures stir quietly in the shadows. The streets are empty and silent, lined with shuttered houses, dark windows, and quiet courtyards. The watchman continues his slow patrol, his lantern swinging gently in the night, casting flickering shadows across the stone walls. Every step echoes softly, a measured rhythm in the otherwise still night, moving through alleys and open squares with calm precision. Temples stand proudly under the moon, their grand columns casting long, serene shadows across the surrounding courtyards. The intricate marble carvings of gods and historical figures glisten faintly in the silver light, frozen stories of Rome's past. During the day, worshippers and citizens filled these spaces with sound and movement. Now, in the still night, only the faint hum of wind and occasional trickle of water fill the space, creating a hypnotic, peaceful atmosphere. In the residential quarters, oil lamps burn low beside beds where families sleep deeply. Children shift gently in blankets, breathing slowly and evenly, while adults rest peacefully nearby. The flickering light from the lamps casts subtle dancing shadows, weaving a quiet tapestry of calm across the rooms. The scent of herbs, warm stone, and faint remnants of evening meals mingles with the cool night air drifting through open windows.
Small gardens hidden behind walls remain tranquil, their flowers and trees bathed in silver moonlight. The soft rustle of leaves, the occasional distant chirp of a cricket, and the gentle movement of the wind create a natural lullaby that resonates through the quiet streets. A dog stirs briefly in a doorway, but settles back into a calm, deep sleep. Cats, moving silently through the alleys, pause to drink from fountains before continuing their quiet wanderings. The night carries a timeless rhythm. Every fountain ripple, every rustle of leaves, every soft reflection of moonlight across stone contributes to the serenity of Rome. Even the great city walls seem to breathe slowly, holding the echoes of centuries past and allowing the night to pass peacefully. From the heights of the tallest rooftops, one can see the city stretch endlessly, temples and towers silhouetted against the star-strewn sky. The moonlight highlights the delicate textures of stone and marble, revealing centuries of history in each shadow and reflection. Time feels suspended, as if the city itself has paused in the quiet embrace of night. The watchman completes his slow journey, returning towards his starting point, his lantern swinging softly, casting warm pools of light along the empty streets. The soft sounds of the river, fountains, and distant wind remain, mingling with the soft rustle of animals and the occasional owl call. Rome rests entirely, every street, every corner, every building, bathed in calm silver light. Slowly, imperceptibly, the first hints of pre-dawn approach. The horizon begins to lighten faintly, signaling that the night will soon yield to morning. But for now, the city remains wrapped in tranquility, its citizens asleep, the rivers flowing, the fountains trickling, and the wind moving gently through the streets. Rome, eternal and timeless, sleeps peacefully beneath the endless sky. Its silence is not empty, but full of calm, full of history, full of gentle whispers that linger softly in the mind. As the night deepens and the moon arcs higher, the city remains a haven of serenity, a quiet giant awaiting the first light of dawn.